The coward in me, which is in all of us, that I subdue all the time, told me, maybe you shouldn't speak on this. But this is a lesson for everyone, especially the young men, especially men in this world who know their value beyond what most people are able to perceive based on their limited value. Now, I'll say this. I have no fear in speaking about things. I'm not a coward because I live in truth. There's nothing to hide. There's nothing to keep behind. So when you know you move in truth, you have a different level of confidence, which most people in society can't afford. Now, let's get to the point. This is a message for all the young men out there. I want you to recognize that on your path, on your journey, when you really know that you're a man who is going to bring massive value, who is already bringing massive value, who is working unprecedented levels of value into the world, when you know you're the top of the top, cream of the crop, superior pedigree, when you know, and the world has yet to catch up, you have to understand that you have to avoid all potential pitfalls in your success journey. What does that look like? I want y'all to understand, if it's not your wife, if it's not your mother, if it's not your sisters, and those are really, if it's not your wife, mom and your sisters, cousins, aunties, all that shit could be subjective as fuck too. If it ain't your wife, under the covenant of you and the Lord, don't engage any of these women. I'm telling you right now, you're gonna have so many different males try to tell you, yeah, alpha male this, and engage all these women and make eye contact with women to be. No, bro, listen to the sunnah of sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Lower your gaze. I ain't gonna implicate nobody's name in this story because there's a story to this. But when I was with my big homie in 2022 and we was working out, I looked up. I like to observe the room. Don't give away your power. Oh shit. Facts. Lower your gaze. You have no business even acknowledging the existence of most people. This is the truth. I operate from this in most cases, but I try to be a social human being and pass around some level of social cohesion. But you give motherfuckers an inch and they take a fucking mile. Now what happened was, I go to the gym. I'm usually in my energy a lot. Like I said, I don't got nothing to hide because I'm a real ass nigga. And a lot of people in this world have never experienced somebody who's open, honest, and raw, who has 100% nothing to conceal about their intentions because they're very upfront and raw. Like I said, most people in this world are passive aggressive, indirect, have some type of angle, need something from people. When you're an individual who doesn't need anything from anybody, who doesn't have an angle, who's very forthcoming, and likes to just establish quality connections with human beings, people can misinterpret that because, again, they're not used to dealing with forthcoming, forthright, non-angled, non-concealed intention human beings, right? They're not ready to deal, or they're not used to dealing with sincere, genuine people. Most people's perceptions of you are deeply flawed perceptions that come from themselves. Now let's get into the story. I'm in a situation and I see a bunch of people around me, and as a normal social human being, I just like to introduce myself to people. There's usually this fear and this awkward tension that people carry about introducing themselves to people. At a certain point, that shit becomes a basic line of neuroses. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say hi to you if I feel like saying hi to you. I'm going to introduce myself to you. I'm going to introduce myself to you. It is what it is. I don't need anything from anybody. I keep having to emphasize that shit. People in this world overemphasize and overestimate their value. It's like, don't overestimate your importance. I want to tell this story in a straight line. So what happened was, I introduced myself to this individual, and it's cool, whatever, boom, done. Hey, moving through the space, all right, cool. I'm wearing a YWY hoodie. I'm not stupid, right? We're pretty intelligent over here. Don't underestimate our intelligence. Don't overestimate your importance. I'm wearing a YWY hoodie. I got a YWY t-shirt, it would be natural that people decide to say, hey, who the fuck is this guy, right? He's always fucking positive, upbeat, motherfucking charismatic, enigmatic. I don't understand him. I'm confused. Yeah, people are curious about me. I'm intriguing. I'm interesting without even speaking. It's the truth. So then this individual, I introduce myself cordially, normally, right? Whatever, don't need anything from you. In fact, I'm mad that I even said anything because now you can potentially think more of the situation than not, but I'm a normal human being who doesn't have neurotic tendencies. I don't give a fuck. If you think that, that's on you. Fast forward. I'm going down my Instagram, I'm looking at my story, and surprised I see this name. I'm like, oh, this is this individual. So this individual took time outside of their day to look me up, to do research on me, to arrive at my page. Do you know how many steps it takes to get to somebody's Instagram that, one, you don't follow, two, you don't even know how to spell their name? You've never had my name written down in writing for you to. So the only way for you to have done that is for you to have, one, been curious and interested in something about me outside of the context of, hi, my name is such and such, some other time, some other space, where you took your time and your energy and your attention to look me up when nobody was looking. Now, you probably weren't as privy, this person wasn't as privy to the fact that, when you look at people's Instagram stories, it shows your name. So I'm like, oh shit. I'm very in tune with all my followers, my supporters. I'm in tune with everybody. Everybody knows that. Hit me up if you really want to talk. We always out here. I'm in tune with everybody. So I'm like, boom, boom. Oh, this is crazy. But you're looking me up. You're somewhere else at some other time looking me up, doing research on me, snooping around, investigating who I am. I don't give a fuck. I'm Sheikhy Chic. What the fuck? I have everything on full display. So fast forward. I'm curious as to what made you curious outside of the fucking situation that we know ourselves from, as to why you would take time out of your day, take energy and time out of your life to investigate me, right? That's kind of a natural curiosity an individual would have after having been investigated by somebody outside of the context of the place and the space that they normally commune. It's totally understandable. I asked the individual, at first they pretend like they was taken back. And I can understand how it could feel a little embarrassing to have an individual ask you, hey, like, what were you doing? What are you thinking? What do you think? All right, like, what made you curious enough to spend time out of your life to incentivize you? Because humans don't do anything for anything, right? Motivation is a real thing. So motivation is spurred by a desire, an intrigue, or an interest. So it's like, okay, like, what is the baseline motivation of this situation? Why are you on my page looking me up? All right? So fast forward, I don't give a fuck. You're not forthright. You're not coming out forward about, you're not honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not just not being honest. So fast forward. I'm working out. I got like management coming up to me, bro. Hey, can I talk to you for a second? What do you want to talk about, bro? Hey, you whenever you're free, blah, blah. Like, bro, let's do it right now. Like, what do you want to talk? What do you want? Right? Like, I'm doing what I'm doing in my life. What do you want? Well, it was brought to my attention that this individual, such and such, has been approached by you and doesn't want to continue contact. Oh, like, what? Okay, great, perfect. I don't give a fuck. I stopped giving a fuck a while ago when the individual. But anyway, my thing is this. We live in a weird ass world, young men, where people will, this is the weird thing, they will stalk you. They will snoop around in your life. And when you ask them, hey, like, what was that about? They'll go to the authorities as if you're the one who's sus. What the fuck? What the whole fuck? Oh my fuck, bro. Come on. So my whole thing is this, man. Long story short, if it ain't your wife, to the young men, stay in your lane, bro. Stay all the way in your lane, because most people are like Goobas and motherfucking shell turtles in Super Mario, bro. You have to avoid interacting with them in the video game, because they're gonna try to like cause you some type of loss of power, right? But when you're honest and forthright, like I said, like myself, and you have nothing to conceal, it's like, it's just really disappointing in humanity, where it almost makes you question people even more, to the point where it's like, yo, like, who's really real anymore? How is it that after an individual introduces themselves to you, everything's cool, you say hi, blah, 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 everything's cool. Even, motherfucker, I'm working out, doing tricep extensions, you behind my back, you say hi in passing. It's no normal shit. Like, nobody wants anything from you. But this is the thing. I can understand the sentiment, right? Because this is not the first time this happened in the gym. One time I'm recording me doing squats, another individual decides to go all the way in my camera and do this shit, right? I'm not even recording, but I protect everybody's privacy because I understand everybody doesn't want to be seen everywhere. Also, I understand the value of my platform. Don't flatter yourself to think that I would need to or want to incorporate you in my business. Like, what the fuck? This is my shit. Like I keep saying, don't overestimate your importance or your value. You know, there's so many levels to that. Like, don't overestimate that. You know, motherfuckers don't need you. Motherfuckers don't even want you. Motherfuckers not even trying to see you for real. So motherfucker goes on my camera like this, those other shit, and I understand where it comes from, because we do live in a world of massive simpery. We live in a world where so many men simp out on the daily. So many men have poor conduct. So many men are lewd. So many men are harassers. They harass women. They're like fucking mosquitoes who just fucking buzz. When a woman leaves her door, right? And the more beautiful a woman is by societal standards, this is what happens. I'm very intelligent. Don't fucking underestimate me. It's because I'm black and I wear all black. Like, yeah, we already understand how much you're reading what I am and how society has taught you how to interpret this image, even though that way you've been taught to interpret this image by the media institutions, by the institutional apparatus that is the media, right? The dissemination of information, right? Images, symbols, representation. Yeah, we understand, right? We, the royal we, Sheikhy Chic, understands how you've been conditioned to misinterpret this as a meaning that is misaligned with the actuality behind who you're dealing with. Now, like I said, the more beautiful a woman is by societal standards, right? By conventional societal standards, the more when she leaves her door to when she gets to her workplace or wherever she's going outside of her home, so she leaves her crib and goes to point B. And if she goes to point C, until she returns back to point A, on these journeys, if she's not in a car, if she's walking, if she's on the train, right? She's going to be pestered by these low-level males who are basically moving on primal urges and instincts to mate. Now, I understand this shit. I'm definitely not one of these motherfuckers. Don't underestimate me and overestimate yourself. This is what people do a lot. So I understand the sentiment. A lot of creeps out here, weirdos. But don't forget, everybody's not that. And everybody, you can't put everybody in that. Because I could understand the sentiment. I'm not going to go into details. You know, it's just a massive misunderstanding that I don't even give a fuck to be misunderstood, because I understand myself so much. But I'm giving this lesson to the young men. When you're in this world, this is why the Sunnah says to lower your gaze. People will take your signs of respect, your code of conduct and ethics and morality, as signs of submission in this Western world. When a woman is in the gym, and everybody knows there's like I'm not even gonna say it, bro. When a woman is in the gym, or a man is in the gym for the females, you gotta know, don't engage. And people will try to manipulate you into feeling as if you need to be more quote unquote dominant, or that you're overly submissive when you don't engage them. This goes back into overestimating their own importance. Lower your gaze, give people the right of way. And this is not because you're a passive, timid pussy. This is because you're a morally correct, upright man who has better and bigger things to concern his energy with. You understand what I'm saying? Some of these individuals are just miscellaneous creatures, wayward creatures with no deen, no adab, no nothing, bro. Remember that. Lewd, shrewd creatures, bro. Lewd, not shrewd creatures, bro. This is real life. And on your way, you're going to be enticed by women. You're going to want to connect with people. Everybody is not worth your energy, bro. And the best thing you could do is to confide in yourself, confide in your work, confide in your creator, and stay on this path of infinite gains and zero losses. What is the path of infinite gains and zero losses? Al-Sirat al-Mustaqim. Simply put in plain. Everything that has been noted as haram, right? You don't have to condemn other people. But everything that has been noted as haram is an activity or a behavior which, when engaged in, you increase the chances of incurring unnecessary penalties for a particular gratification, potentially, that is unnecessary to begin with. So you only do the necessary and you avoid the unnecessary. People ask about success. What do I need to do to succeed? What do I need to do to be successful? It's not about what we do. It's about what we don't do. Actually, it's about both. It's about doing what's necessary and not doing what's unnecessary. In a world full of people who do what is unnecessary and fail to do what is necessary. And the things which are necessary are a very small range of behaviors and tasks which will guarantee your success. And the gamut of that which is unnecessary is beyond innumerable. Pay attention. And if you want to safeguard yourself, understand that superior conduct is not just waking up on time and going to the gym and being sober. Superior conduct is having the discernment. Earlier I used the word shrewd out of context. I said lewd and shrewd. No, now we use the word shrewd, discerning. The capacity for discernment. Superior conduct is the ability to forego the petty for the superior. Forego the trivial for the meaningful. I forgive everybody for ever misunderstanding me on any level. It's just really disappointing, you know. And after this is the weirdest part, right? Because I'm even this much honest. So after a person has done their snooping around on my page, has done the stalking of me, right? If I want to be like fucking hypercritical, like you stalked me. I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna go there. But if we really want to look at it, and you stalking me after I've been investigated behind the scenes and a person doesn't realize that they've blown their own cover, right? You was snooping around. I decided to do my own investigation on the person who's investigating me. That's normal shit. And then I come to find out the weirdest part is that they blocked me. That's weird, bro. So you're dealing with people who have, and astaghfirullah, may they forgive themselves, bro, because as I said, I know how that can feel embarrassing. That can feel embarrassing to have probably been snooping around. Cause I already know y'all niggas be snooping anyway. But as long as nobody finds out that you're snooping, right? You feel safe in society. But when you fucked up and somebody saw that you were clearly observing their life, I could get how that could come off a little embarrassing. But don't be embarrassed. It's just a forthright question. What made you curious? What spurred you to go to think of me outside of the context? I don't know how many, your world is yours is a couple of letters. That's a couple finger movements. It's a lot of movements. Starts here, ends here. Takes a lot of maneuvers to end up on my page. So we're not gonna act like you just fucking tripped and slipped on my page. It fucking doesn't happen like that. I do my research. Who the fuck is this person? Looking me up, who the fuck is this person? And then what happens is, I come to discover I've been blocked. That's weird. So to save yourself, because initially, I've always been the individual who just does his work and gets out, does his work and gets out. But we're social creatures, they say. And we're humans who share space, and we operate and we show up with the same work ethic and the same desire. We come to make ourselves better. This is what the gym is. And we all probably are working out certain emotions, elevating our self-esteem, getting ourselves right, getting our attitudes and energy right for the day. Anybody who shows up to the gym is a good person on some level, because they showed up to make themselves better. This is why I respect the baseline respect of everybody in the gym. You get an E for effort, but you definitely get a D for dickhead if you don't get phenomenal results over a certain amount of time. Comprehension is everything. So I don't give everybody respect for just showing up to the gym. But the baseline respect is, yeah, you showed up to be a better person. So in that, it's cool to just open up and be like, hey, I see you. That's what I say to people. Hey, I see you. I respect you. Not that anybody needs my respect to go on in life. Like, my respect is like fucking God themselves incarnates and walks down and says, hey, I respect you. No. You don't need my respect. I don't overestimate my importance in your existence as well. Right. It's a two-way street. But what I will say is, I see you. I acknowledge you. I respect your work ethic. I see you hustling. I see you doing your thing. Shouts out. Fist bump. Don't have the wrong people fucked up in life. That's a detriment to yourself in ways you may never be able to see. But to the young men out there, the best thing you could do is protect your energy and protect your future by never engaging in unnecessary communications with anyone, really. Never be afraid to open up to people. Don't be afraid to be a open book, open-handed, a transparent individual, forthcoming and forthright. Stand up, all right? Don't be afraid to be that. But pay attention, because most people are quick to misunderstand out of their baseline fears. And most people are living reactionary existences based on covering up their fear responses. Like I said earlier inside this video, this is a beautiful video. I understand how people have been conditioned by the media and the institutions, symbols, representations, and images to create a meaning which is totally not correlated to an individual's being. It's called the stereotype. I understand how those things work. Walk around with a shiesty on, a hoodie, you 6'6", 6'7", black man with positive stature and physical capacity. Motherfuckers walk the other way. Motherfuckers think about going this way. They see you, turn around, go the other way. But what's behind these eyes, who's behind these eyes, is more valuable than most people are ready to perceive, because they're living in their own little hypnosis. And when you live in the world, not in your world, not in your reality, because most people are living in their world, in their reality. When you get into the world and you live in our world, you become extremely present and you realize the moment. And then when you live in the world, in our world, and you transcend your small, petty-minded, hypnotic rhythm of personal incessance, then you'll realize how many people are walking around in a daze. They're walking around under their own incantations and their own spells, telling themselves weird stories and coming down to weird conclusions about scenarios, which are just basically, like I said, tied into their fears. Be present. Every situation is unique. Just hope everybody could learn from this. Don't judge people based on your own insecurities and your fears. And be open enough to be patient enough to allow people to give you proper data before you come to conclusions on them. All of this shit that other people do, they're very definitive. I'm a person who, I relax. I give people the benefit of me doubting. I will give you the benefit. I don't doubt people up front. I mean, I could. My conclusions are usually pretty fucking accurate. But I give everybody a chance until they give me sufficient data and evidence and facts that they don't deserve that. When other people don't have facts and data, they just are operating from biases and over self-importance. I don't know, bro. It just makes me feel weird about humans, because when you're financially successful and you've transcended, like I said in the last video, food, you can't give me that, you can't take that away from me and make me feel weird. Sex, you can't give me that, that doesn't gratify me. You know what I mean? Like, most of these dudes have never been with a woman, never satisfied a woman, let alone satisfy multiple women, let alone been with multiple beautiful women to understand that you're not going to find yourself in women. And most of these young men are still looking for self-esteem through sexual conquest because they haven't had the experience of being with a beautiful woman or being with a woman, period. They have an ego deficiency. So most people, when you realize that most sexual exchanges are actually ego gratification, self-ego pursuit, people looking to gratify their own egos through people, and you'll start to question why sex is so prevailing these days and why people have so much meaningless sex, because they're looking for themselves and other people through other people, and both people, because of the zina, end up more desolate than before, used, abused, and consumed. I tell all the women that I'm with, I don't want to consume you. Yo, we fucking with a different level, nigga, boy. Listen, whatever you are, your world is yours. Consider the vibrations raised. Evolution, only solution. Self-mastery, only success. When you know your value, stay out the way. Continue to attract those who have the confidence and those who have the sincerity will approach you. Become an attractive magnet. And sometimes you can, but if you read a person wants to say hi and they're not saying hi, that means they don't got the courage to say hi. That means they got something inside of them that's not right. I love everybody. I respect everybody. I forgive everybody. I understand more than most people will ever understand that I understand. Stop judging people. Where I was going with that concept of like, I have everything, there's nothing you can give me, is that when I'm walking through the streets, it hurts me because people think that they're like robbable or something. Or people think that I have time in my day or some type of interest, or that they're so valuable that somebody else would take advantage of them, like there's something to gain from taking advantage of them. Everybody's not like that. Everybody's not operating like that. And when you are, I'm telling you, when you are a black person of my caliber, of my stature, I am a black male, 6'6", 6'7", with a spine, with a heart, with a mind, with guts, with nuts, awakened, open. And it's not that I just have stuff, I am. Most of these people have nothing and are nothing. There's nothing you can give me. And when you walk around and you see the way people treat you, simply because of the way you appear and who they think they are. It's like, oh wow, you really thought you were that valuable, when in all fact and reality, your level of significance, if you really want to vie and put, that's what your fear was. You thought you were that important. You don't have anything that I need or want. Once you get to a certain level of financial freedom, certain level of, let's call it material security, financial freedom, and inward security, psychological and spiritual freedom, right? You have inward security and material security. What you really seek in this world are just genuine, authentic connections, where there's no angle, there's no weird ass intentions. And you'll seldom find that, because most people are still looking to come up on other people, come up through other people, get something from other people. One major long reflection, but to the young men out there, when you're in these gyms, don't even look at them, bro. When you're in these streets, don't even look at them, bro. Keep your mind on your vision.